Micronesia isn't just a travel destination or another airline hub. It's our most valuable commodity. It's who we are. It's our spirit, our home.
At home in the islands. At home. In the middle of the sea.
30 years ago, these islands were isolated from the world, barely long enough for runways, with little infrastructure to support a travel industry, and populations so small, few airlines could survive. But one man, Bob Six, saw potential in Micronesia.
He made us all feel that these were the crown jewels out here in the Pacific. This was someplace that he wanted everybody to come see. He thought that there was so much to offer here, so much uniqueness, each island being so very different culturally, that you could spend a lifetime here, which a lot of us love to do.
Back then, he was saying that he wanted to get local people involved, get local people up in management, to start running the airlines, since it's their airlines as far as he's concerned.
Bob Six was right. It was the people of our island that gave Air Micronesia its strength, its character, and its sense of humor. Like our employees themselves, the mood on board an Air Mic flight was often festive, and there was always somebody on board you knew, a passenger or a crew member. Sometimes our passengers weren't even people.
We were ferrying this saltwater croc from Palau to Hawaii. So we got off at each island and got him some fresh salt water.
More than once, our planes landed with more passengers than we took off with. Judy Agagi's daughter Rosalie was born between Guam and Honolulu.
Right in the galley, there I am giving birth, and the flight crew going, in and out, and there's passengers. You're up in the air, and you just want to get this baby out of you. The crew knew how to handle this kind of situation, which was good.
Air Mic has come a long way since 1968.
No one would believe that this little tiny airline could, in fact, run a jet off a dirt runway.
Now it's 30 years later, and we still haven't forgotten where we came from.
The pilots, the flight attendants, the mechanics. Once the Air Mic spirit gets in your blood, it's there for always.
Today, our international flights still have that familiar island feel. And you still see people you know on board.
I find that very true. I get on planes and I hear from the, hey, Bonnie, and I look back and there's somebody I know.
That's just what happens when you build an airline around a culture. And regardless of whether you remember us as Air Mic, Continental Micronesia, or Continental, wherever you fly with us, our world-class service with a unique island flair will always be a part of your experience.
And that goes back to the warmth of paradise. Something we've always done, just now we've kind of put a name to it.
Take the islands out of this airline, and we just wouldn't be the same. And if you took this airline out of the islands, Micronesia wouldn't be the same either.
Without Air Micronesia, it means that we have to go back about 200 years ago. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out.
Mikey may not have been Micronesia's first contact with the world community, but for 30 years, he's been a constant lifeline to crucial products and services.
It's the way you get to medical care, it's the way you get to families and schools and everything else in the state.
Through it all, Continental Micronesia was never just an airline. It was the thread that wove a vast and sprawling sea into a tight-knit neighborhood. It wasn't just an airline. It became the cornerstone of a strong regional economy. It's never been just an airline. It built Micronesia's very first world-class hotels and trained the island's very first hospitality professionals. Mikey helped build air traffic control systems, ground handling, and first-class airports serving millions of travelers from around the world each year. No, it isn't just an airline. It's a Top Gun profession for hard-working islanders. And even amongst other airlines, it's got quite a reputation. Continental Micronesia, a lifeline for the islands to reach out. An open invitation for the world to come in to Micronesia. to feel the warmth of paradise.
In the middle of the sea,